¿Cuál? ¿El cordón?
Yeah, el cordón.
El cable del micrófono. Ah.
Wait, can you like pull it off the side a little? Is that what you want? How are you? Right around. My mother.
Is this working?
Nope.
No.
Just for recording.
No, there's no audience in here. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to Handrigan Seafood. I'm Jim Fox. I own this company in Seafresh USA.
Hello.
Okay. And we own fishing vessels and we own processing companies. I suppose that you've all heard about the steady decline of the American seafood industry and how our ocean bottoms are scoured and barren from the Florida Keys to Nova Scotia, unfit for anything but a few scattered windmills. But the truth of the matter is that in the smallest state in the country, in one of the most highly regulated businesses in the United States, Rhode Island seafood harvesters landed 100 million pounds of seafood products in Rhode Island last year. 100 million pounds, with an estimated economic impact of over $1 billion. The impact of Rhode Island seafood goes far beyond the wonderful fish markets and restaurants of Rhode Island. Our company sells local seafood products in every state of the country every week. We sell skate wings to the French Army. We regularly fly fresh squid from Rhode Island to Venice, where you can enjoy a Rhode Island calamari dinner on the Grand Canal. We sell fish and chip shops in London, sushi markets in Tokyo. We sell, you can even buy a Rhode Island lobster, commonly known as Maine lobster, from a street vendor in Singapore. We sell 1 million pounds of monkfish a year to restaurants in South Korea. This is a vital and robust business here in Rhode Island, but it's not without its challenges. An aging workforce is one of our major wants. We have an extreme amount of difficulty hiring qualified people for the high-paying jobs that we can provide. That's why we're excited about this Jobs Rhode Island program and the new commercial fisheries apprenticeship program. We currently, from the first class, we currently have hired on each of our company vessels at least one of the graduates of that program. So, to tell you more about these programs and their progress, I'd like to introduce the governor of the state of Rhode Island, Gina.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you, Jim. Good morning.
Morning.
What a perfect day. I think I'll give the town manager, Jim Manny, credit for the weather. What do you think? Anyway, thank you for hosting me. I have to say, not only is commercial fishing an important part of our economy, 100 million pounds of fish every year, puts a lot of good people to work in good jobs. It's like who we are as Rhode Islanders. Not a lot of people in, Michigan and Iowa make a living this way. This is part of who we are. I have such happy memories as a little girl coming down, walking on these docks. My grandfather used to take me, we used to go fishing at the end of the docks, and often, if I got lucky, I'd catch a flounder, but a lot of times we didn't, and then we'd make friends with a friendly commercial fisherman who tossed my grandpa some fish, and we'd go home and pretend that's what we caught. It was a great way to grow up. Anyway, I want to recognize a few people here who work with me to make this happen. First is Janet Coit, who's the amazing Director of Environmental Management, Scott Jensen, who runs the Department of Labor and Training, some of my other colleagues in government, Rhett McEntee, who's here, represents this area, Senator Sosnowski, who's a farmer and believes in all support of all food-based industries in Rhode Island, Sue's a staunch advocate up at the State House, and my good friend from Jamestown, Rep. Deb Ruggiero, who's worked so hard with me on all these initiatives. So, as Jim said, today we're making an announcement of another grant, $150,000 Real Jobs grant to the Commercial Fishing Apprenticeship Partnership. And why are we doing that? Because when you talk to folks in the business, they all say these are good jobs, you can make a decent living, they're family supporting jobs, but we don't have enough young people with the skills we need in order to grow the business. And so that's what this is about. We were just talking, actually, there used to be an associate's degree in commercial fishing, and those kind of programs have kind of dissipated over the years. And so now we are trying to, through apprenticeship programs and job training programs, make sure that everybody has skills they need to get a good job. And we've been focusing on our strengths, and one of our strengths is clearly commercial fishing, and so that's why we're making this investment. This program, which you mentioned, is called the Real Jobs Rhode Island program. I rolled it out right away, like second month of my administration. And the whole point of the program is to take businesses, actual Rhode Island companies, and put them together with training partners, high schools, colleges, the community college, nonprofits. Because at the end of the day, what this is all about is just giving every Rhode Islander a chance to get a decent job. And to do that, you need skills, period. The economy's changing so fast, and we have to always go back and actually refresh our skills if we're going to be able to get a decent job. So today's my 1,000th day in office, but I'll tell you a number that's 1,000 that gets me way more excited than 1,000 days, which is that we put over 1,000 people through this Real Jobs Rhode Island program and helped almost 1,000 people get jobs through this program since we started it. And we've done that by partnering with over 200 businesses like yours who are here today. So quietly, what Scott and his team have done over the past couple of years is taken a couple hundred businesses, working with over 1,000 people, getting them skills and placing them into high-paying jobs. And the result of that, by the way, is that instead of having the highest unemployment rate in America, our employment rate's now below the national average. So we got a lot left to do. In fact, Jim just gave me a big to-do list as I was talking to him. Governor, how about the wastewater treatment? How about this? How about that? So we're on it. We're on it. We're going to go back and stay working. But I want to thank every single person who's here for being part of this and being part of Rhode Island's economic comeback. And I want you to know we're committed to it. We're not going to rest until everybody has the skills they need to get a decent job. So thank you for being here. Now the guy that made all this happen is this young man, Scott Jensen.
Bless your heart for saying that. The young part.
The young part, yeah, not too white. And he wants to say a few words.
Hi everybody, this is a great day. Thank you so much, Governor, and thanks for your leadership, because
go make it happen, and then that's one thing, but then to stick by us as we're all working together to do this. You've always done that, and that is why things are successful. I want to make two super quick points. One is that this is exciting because there's great opportunities here, and there are all kinds of Rhode Islanders looking for a great opportunity. And that win-win, when we can help do economic development by finding somebody who didn't know that this is where they belong for a professional life, is a really neat opportunity. And that's number one. Number two is I want to introduce somebody very, very quickly, because without the partnership of my colleague and friend Janet Coit, this wouldn't have happened. Literally, phone rings, and when Janet calls you, you are gonna respond, and you're gonna respond quick. She goes, I have a great idea. And you did have a great idea. So thank you so much for putting us all together, and it's how we get it done. We all work together, we figure out who needs what, and we help make it happen. So super excited to be here, super excited to see everybody, and without further ado, my colleague Janet Coit.
Good morning, everyone. It is wonderful to be here with the governor, with my colleague, Director Jensen, with Senator Sosnowski, Representative McEntee, Representative Ruggiero, Town Manager Manny, the members of Town Council, and this incredible group of men and women who get the work done here at the Port of Galilee. I won't say more about the rich history of fishing in Rhode Island, because I think you've heard a lot about that. I will say there's a rich and vibrant future ahead. And it's such a privilege to be the director of DEM and to get to work with the men and women who are here today. I'm so proud of the work we've done here at the Port of Galilee, and this is about, after several years of focusing on investments in fixing the port, this is about expanding our relationship and investing in the people in this community, and looking for young people who will carry forward with a tremendous amount of skills that are needed to be successful in the fishing industry. We always emphasize, and I want to today, that this isn't just about people going out to sea. This is about Andrea selling bait. This is about Superior Trawl selling nets. This is about folks selling ice. This is about people working a fish counter. This is about people in the restaurants who want to buy and promote Rhode Island seafood. And this is, of course, about the brave men and women who go out to sea and who use all sorts of modern technology and ancient know-how to bring food to your plate in Rhode Island. So just a couple more words about this apprentice program. Really, it's Chris Brown, it's Fred Matera, it's the folks at the Commercial Fisheries Research Foundation, Anna Malik, and the people at the Commercial Fisheries Center who talked about how do we attract talented people to this industry. And talking to them and looking at their efforts to raise money and promote the profile of what's going on here, where we're not only enjoying fish in Rhode Island, but around the world, people are enjoying the reputation and the quality of Rhode Island seafood. That's when we put together this idea that we go with the Real Jobs Rhode Island and really tell the world that there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity for young people to get trained and to make a living and to be part of this amazing community. And it takes partnerships, and it takes a leap. And now by putting together the Real Jobs program, creating this apprenticeship program, I think we're doing something really profound and important. So I want to, Squid is king down here. I want to commend and thank Jim Fox, our host, and recognize the folks here from Sea Freeze and from Town Dock, our major squid processing and fishing operations, but also everyone else who's part of this tremendously varied and important commercial fishing community in Galilee. So whether it's scallops or fluke or squid, we feel like we have the opportunity to be diverse and to be proactive, and I think that's what we're here today to do. So I'm just thrilled. I want to commend Ken Ayers, who's been about promoting food as well and marketing local seafood. Dan Costa was here earlier, the port manager, who's really been very passionate about improving this port and bringing it into a modern age, and I look so forward to continuing to work with all of you in this amazing place. So I want to end by introducing Chris Brown, who has been such an interesting and committed advocate for fishing, and who really, together with Fred, put together this idea to have a training program. So I think Chris will tell you the rest of the story, and it remains to be written with all of your help. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good.
All right, glad to hear it. First and foremost, I would like to thank the governor, as a citizen of the state of Rhode Island, for your wisdom in transitioning our investment strategy from investing in corporations to investing in people. This investment from Real Jobs Rhode Island, stands in a forest of poles and concrete and docks, brick and mortar that you have invested. But this is the first time we have invested in the people in the port. And this has a profoundly different and valued feel to it. For that, I am grateful. The fishing industry is a hard business. One of the first things that you learn about in this industry is that you cannot go it alone. When you fish, you are dependent on your crew. When you look for fish in the ocean, you are dependent on your friends and comrades to help find them. When you land the fish, you are dependent on your dealer to find the best place to sell. You do not stand alone. It is often thought that fishing is a very independent process, but it is anything but. We depend on our partnerships. This is a new kind of partnership. For those of you who do not know, the East Farm Commercial Fishery Center is the vehicle by which we ran the program, or will run this program through. It is representative of most of the organizations in the state. There are lobster associations, quahog associations, scallop, trawler associations, Research Foundation, and the Memorial Foundation. The only group that isn't having a tough time getting participation is the Memorial Foundation. We're all getting pretty old. They're the only ones that are flush with applicants. So, in any event, we are going to run the next program through that with the help of Real Jobs, in hopes of filling some of the jobs that we have to offer that are so hard to fill. We face a distinct and unique group of problems. The things you need to know as a fisherman do not come from your last job. We need navigation, we need net mending, wire splicing, knot tying. We have to know how to get along in a confined space, really small space. You have to learn how to be good shipmates. There are so many things you have to learn, and almost no way to learn them. When you knock on the door of a business looking for employment, it's easy. You look it up, you see the address, you knock on the door, and you fill out an application. When you come to go fishing as a young man who thinks he may want to, there is no address, there is no door, there is no application. You're knocking on the door of a culture and a community. You're not knocking on the door of a business. It is infinitely harder. A while ago, Fred and I and others decided that we needed to take this into our own hands. We had to find a way to duplicate the success that was the University of Rhode Island in the 60s and 70s, the heyday of this industry. One of the other things that makes it hard for the industry is that in society in general, not just fishing, it has become increasingly uncommon for young men to follow in their father's footsteps. In the 60s and 70s, many of us did. We followed our fathers, our grandfathers, down to the water's edge. That is no longer the case. They seek greater opportunity. Manual labor is no longer in vogue. We think manual labor is what keeps us young, keeps us healthy, keeps us strong. I'm 127 years old. We're very proud of our partnerships. We just completed the first training program of its kind run by the fishermen and members of the harbor. It came to us via the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, but it came to us with another partner as well, Deepwater Wind. This industry started out down a bumpy road with Deepwater Wind, and over the course of time, in the common agreement that we would not become collateral damage of greater enterprise, it allowed us to form a partnership. They fund Nees Farm Commercial Fisheries Center, and with the capacity that they afforded us, we were able to write a grant, just one of 100, one of, I think, 4 or 5 out of 100 that was accepted by NIFWF and actually funded, community development grants. So we pulled it off. It's not alchemy. We didn't reach up into the sky and grab air and turn it into jobs. But what we did was we took an existing will, an existing desire, and partnered with a greater authority to give us what was missing. That's the state's job in this case. It's not the state's job to train fishermen, but to provide the small piece of what is missing, to provide the catalyst to what is our glue. That is how you build success. There is an existing will in this harbor to have these kids raise up and take our places. They will be the new leaders. The 10 kids that we have fishing today will lead this industry. They will inherit the legacy of being the keepers of what was Rhode Island's first and most durable economic engine, the commercial fishing industry in Rhode Island. So I can't say enough good about the folks at Real Job. They were phenomenal. Where is Millette? Is Millette here?
Coming back from Heather Price's wedding.
Millette McFarland was assigned our case manager. And I don't know how to describe Millette other than she is the equivalent of the bumpers you see on bowling alleys for bad bowlers. She kept us going down the middle of the lane, and we got to the end, we knocked a bunch of pins over, and it's all good. She was fantastic. And as I meet more and more folks in DLT, I find that they are of the same ilk. So, Governor, you should take great joy and pride in the staff that you have in that department. Aside from, again, humbly thanking you for the wisdom of this investment, I think that's about it. I look forward to doing this for 2 or 3 more years and repopulating the entire harbor with new, thoughtful, vibrant, strong backs.
Let's do it. Okay, guys, thank you. It's going to be hard to go back to work, but if you're lucky enough to work here, you can stay outside. Anyway, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going, and thank you for being a great partner, and thank everybody for coming out. Have a great day.